S&S Discount Tire Pros provides quality tires and auto repair in Alexander City and Dadeville. Give us a call at 256-215-8822 or visit us at one of our Central Alabama locations today.
So I'm from Auburn. Uh, Grew up here, was left for about 20 years, traveled all over the United States. Lived on a family farm to help my aunt who had brain cancer, and it was a 90-acre farm. First things my uncle tasked me with, besides taking care of my aunt, was the garden. And so at the end of the second summer that I lived there, everything on the table I was responsible for, from seed to plate, and the light bulb went off for me. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I never knew until then, and that was my light bulb moment. And then the positive reinforcement I had from my family. You need to look into cooking as a profession, and I did, and I researched the best culinary schools in the country. Johnson & Wales University in Charleston is where I landed. My aunt got better, and then once she was better, or good health, I moved to Charleston. I went to culinary school there. So, and since then, I've never looked back. So I ended up back in the area. My parents still live here. I was gone for 20 years, and it was time to come home, and I was just waiting for the right opportunity, and it all worked out perfectly. So I moved back home after, and my partner here, Andy Anderson, who's also a co-owner of Wickles Pickles, we started brainstorming this. This space had been empty for about 4 or 5 years at that point, and he lives in Waverly and has for 15 plus years. So we really started brainstorming this, and what do we want to do? I've done consulting for Wickles over the years, so we've always wanted to do something together, and the timing was just perfect. The first inspiration was that this building was built in 1890 to 1910. The inspiration for the menu here was right in my wheelhouse, because I went back to 1890 and started looking at cookbooks from 1890 and the early 1900s. And once I started discovering some of these recipes, a butterbean dumpling, I'd never heard of that in 20 plus years of cooking. I never heard of a butterbean dumpling, so. And it's appropriate. It was time appropriate. I mean, it's appropriate for the building. And that we do a braised pork steak with butterbean dumplings, and we do a Hornsby Farms pepper jelly jus, and we serve it with collard greens. And that was really the building block. That was the foundation of that dictated the rest of the menu. And it's it's a crowd favorite, the pork dish. It means a lot to be acknowledged on that level. Whether you win or lose, it's a win. There are no losers when you get acknowledged with something like that. It's just good for everyone. We all work very hard. I look at Brian at Lucy's, and obviously, David at Acre and Bow and Arrow, and Robbie at the Hound, and all these chefs at Whitley, Dykes at Irritable Bow, Dumps Like a Truck. When the attention that those guys bring, it's always just a positive impact on our community. Even though we're in Waverly, we're still a part of this Auburn, Opelika, Lee County community, and it's really a special thing that the support that we give each other, I think, is so important. It's always competitive, right? But it's a healthy competitive, and we all support each other and show a lot of love and support for each other. And so anytime someone gets a head nod, the chefs are the ones saying, "Hey man, congrats, good job," or "Hey lady, congrats," chef, and it's always chef, "Hey chef, congrats," So it's a special thing, and the more attention we can bring to our area, the more positive impact, it empowers us to have a more positive impact on our community. It's Auburn Plaza Bar Lounge. It is on Opelika Road, across from Niffers. It's a new development, and as a local, there's this motel. It was just Plaza Motel, but it was an eyesore. It was an eyesore. So Andy's a partner with Andy and I are partners here. Andy and I are partners at the Plaza with Brian Malone, who's the on-site developer for Midtown Auburn. So once we realized that we had the original Plaza Motel sign, I said, well, let's pay homage to Boxers, to Harry's, and to Plaza Motel, and let's do a fun, nice dive bar, that's clean and neat and fun food. So it's really kind of upscale bar food what we're doing there. Everything's under $10. We have specials throughout the week and blah blah. But it's interesting. We have a really good mix of people 30 and up, from lunch to about 8 o'clock, and then the students come in around 8:39. So we have a great mix with that. But it's really fun. It's almost polar opposites as far as service is considered from local, Waverly Local to there, but the quality of food and drink are not. It's different. People ask me all the time, "What's a burger?" We're home of the War Burger at Plaza. Like, oh, is it like Waverly Local? I'm like, it could not be any different. It could not be more different. It is completely different. It's a smash burger, buns toasted on both sides. It's great. The most exciting thing that we have right now going on is that we are developing our courtyard, which we have an outside bar. We'll be full service in the courtyard. We have a really cool World War II transient van that's going to serve as a bar. We're also going to have a custom-made bar that's made by our friend John Howell, who did a lot of work here at the local with our custom making our copper tables and our bar. It'll be lit. It'll be a really fun space, and obviously during these times, the more outside seating that we have available, the better. And we're excited about that.